time somebody does that fox thing, I always go roar in my head.
Roar! Oh, by the way, I started.
Ew! Don't ruin how
I started with that on stream.
Arr.
Roar!
Oh my god.
Oh, are we live?
That's how I picture Fox being
Yeah, we're
mean.
live.
Yeah, we're live. Yeah, we're live.
Oh shit!
Oh shit!
I should say that before I fucking say some shit, bro.
I said it. I said
Got
it
it, got
like
it.
3 times.
I didn't think you
Wait.
could
How do I?
speak.
I normally can
I was
see it
looking
down
at
here.
documents and stuff.
Whatever.
I'm so excited when we can
Accept.
when I can start playing with everybody again.
Yeah.
Okay, this doesn't
Oh
work.
my god,
if
I
you
love those
do it through
emotes.
this.
Wait, Fox, you're not live, right? You're waiting.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Carbonic's
Okay.
live though.
Yeah, I'm live, just saying random stuff.
Whoa, are those your? Wait, these are new emotes?
Which ones?
Yeah, the Zyphod made them for us.
Oh, cool.
Where's the stream?
I've
We
been
had the
playing.
Fox one already, but we got the
Oh,
we got the
maybe
bunny
you
one
did.
uploaded so we could shoot each other.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
Or
fine.
back to
Reload,
back.
okay.
Or
There we
back
go.
to back. God.
Let me close both of these. All right.
Why would we be back to back? That's not the point.
What about being back to
No
back?
key.
What? It's too late.
Why? What?
No.
I'm just
gotta
doing
do
the
it the other
back-to-back
way.
thing.
Dude, if you them shooting each other.
Yeah.
No, we don't shoot each other. We shoot people like this.
Hey. Oh, that was Josh. I thought you did that. Wait,
No, that
Peach.
was Peach.
You also did that. No, both Josh and Peach
Well,
did
that
that.
one's actually you. The other one is sushi.
Damn, someone's already shooting me? Jesus.
That was the point. We need to put people in between us.
God damn.
Wow,
Yeah, but he
Josh.
just straight up shot the spinning fox.
I did. That's key.
That's
That's
me.
what I said. Damn.
All right. Oh, you're open. All right. Yeah. Oh, go for
Yeah,
it.
we are live, unfortunately. And this is episode 7 of NERD-RNG, never-ending random discussions that are recommended but not great. And today we will be talking about monetization in games. Woo, everybody's favorite topic, right? DLCs, microtransactions, add-ons, battle passes, the whole slew of delinquency in development. And today I am joined by, let's bounce this off to Peach.
Hello. Hello.
All right, we got Peach, we got Key.
Hello times 2.
Oh my
I
god.
said it twice. You have to say it.
Hello, hello,
And then we
hello.
got,
There you go. Times 3.
And then we got Carbonic.
What am I supposed to be doing for this, Fox? Am I supposed to be giving like a whole intro or something? This is like the 7th
Just say,
podcast.
I don't know. Yeah, but this could be someone's first episode.
No,
Find
yeah,
us on
true,
YouTube.
true.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Carbonic.
Yeah, there you go. Wow.
Ironic. I live in California. I surf, you know.
He's a surfer,
Never
bro.
been to California in my life, but
Right.
I'm on the same coast right now, I guess. Shaka, bro.
You do look like a surfer, bro. Too. I'm just saying.
Do I?
I wouldn't.
Is this
Have,
what?
You look like it's. Yeah. You
Just
sound
like the
like it
average
sometimes too.
Californian.
Like it just like comes out of you. I don't know why. Let's see. So today we're going to be discussing, as I said earlier, monetization in games. Just cover like everything about it, DLCs, microtransactions, everything. And I guess a good way for us to start it off, I thought we could just like round robin, like start in a topic and kind of go around and see everybody's opinions on it. Maybe you've learned something that I haven't, but I guess we're gonna start in the early days of it, like when it first started, with usually like expansions or downloadable content, DLCs is where it first began, and I think back in around 1997, the funniest one I could find was like Redneck Rampage, where they charged people an additional $1 to have the characters be able to curse in the video game. But starting
yeah.
around that, yeah, yes, it's just funny
That
shit like
shit
that.
looked like, okay, so that one, I actually saw that one. I don't know if you were gonna elaborate on that, but I thought it was funny.
No, I wasn't gonna elaborate.
Okay, well I am.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so that was a DLC for this video game that the two characters already look like they probably say stuff they shouldn't be saying. And it's already an M-rated game, if you guys have ever heard of this game. It's already an M-rated game. And they monetized it by charging $1 to have the characters say even more horrendous shit, as if they weren't already saying horrendous shit because it's an M-rated game. So a lot of people, I never played it, but a lot of people assume that it was stuff, they look like people who would say like the N-word or whatever. I have no idea what was added, but I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like putting
it
$1
is-
in the cookie jar or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I was gonna like kind of go round robin here and see what everybody's like what your insights are on like early day development of DLCs, like when this all first started. I'm sure all of us have vivid memories of like when you're in Walmart and seeing like the hard copies of expansion packs for like The Sims or maybe World of Warcraft, you know. But back then, I feel like expansions were that. They were expansions. They added to the game, and normally an expansion pack added just as much as like the base game normally was, right? Like an expansion pack for World of Warcraft added a whole new continent, 10 new, you know, like stuff like that. So, like, let's see, what are you guys' opinions on like that era of add-ons?
Can I
for,
just say thank you,
know-
Forge, for the sub? Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
So if you're, it was a little bit kind of like beyond my time, that kind of stuff. I think the types that I was kind of more exposed to back in like the olden days or whatever when I was a kid, I guess would be RuneScape and their like paid membership for that stuff. I mean, I guess so yeah, World of Warcraft also had like a subscription service, but it was required in order to play the game initially, and it was like a month by month subscription service. And that's what kind of like made it so that's the reason I didn't play World of Warcraft when I was a kid, because I didn't pay for video games back then. So all I did was play RuneScape, and I just never played the membership version.
Yeah, it was almost for like older kids, because the younger kids, you're not really getting access to that. I would just play on addicting games. It would just be free.
Oh yeah, that too.
Exactly. But like the more I studied for this topic, I learned that a lot of the games that I thought were just full-on games, like apparently expansions go back a lot further than I thought. Like Sonic and Knuckles was just an expansion for Sonic 3, and you could even slot the old cartridge, the Sega cartridge, in the other cartridge and put both of them in your Sega, because technically, even though it was its own game, it was an expansion to that game. So like,
Interesting.
I honestly, in my opinion, like I feel like those types of add-ons or monetization in the game, that's fine in my opinion, right? Because you were paying for almost an entirely new game that adds on to what you've already purchased, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's too much of a like sucking players dry of money. Like, you're giving people the content they're paying for.
Yeah. And it's also like fair for the developer too, because they don't have to make an entirely new game. They can just expand upon one. And so they're not going to charge a full game, but they're still getting what they deserve, which I think is still important to consider too.
Yeah, I would say like it would depend on the amount of content you got out of that expansion. If you got like a whole new game's worth of content out of, you know, this expansion, I'd say that's be worth it if you're going to price it at the same model, or price it at the same amount as the model of the original base.
I agree.
I know Elden Ring did a recent one with new DLC. I didn't play the new DLC for Elden Ring or anything.
That's
but...
not a DLC, bro. It's a whole new game.
Oh no, I mean
It's
the
a whole
DLC
new
for
game.
Elden Ring, not the new
The
game.
actual DLC.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
the actual DLC. Not the new game that you guys. Well, we won't talk about that one. You guys did not seem to like that game.
No, but we gotta play the new We gotta play Elden Ring 3 together. I think you guys will like it.
I would, if we did the add-on or the mod for seamless co-op.
I'd definitely play that. I think you would like it too, Key.
It was just too hard.
But with the four of us together?
Yeah, you guys just carry. I'd be down for
Take
that.
care of you.
Carry both of us. But since we're talking about older games, I talked about the model for World of Warcraft. What do you think about the model of having to pay a monthly membership instead of a one-time payment for a game?
Wait, hold up. Stax is saying that
hold on, hold
Fox's
on.
audio.
Yeah, I just fixed it.
Oh, okay.
What'd you
Yep.
do?
But restarting my computer. No, my restarting my computer reset all my settings, and I forgot to check that one. Thank you for saving us there, Stacks. Come on,
Appreciate it,
continue.
man.
Okay, so we'll be using your guys' recording.
Yep.
I was gonna ask. So I was just asking about your opinion on things like World of Warcraft, where it's a monthly subscription service in terms of monetization, instead of like a one-time payment or an expansion payment or stuff like that. Because I feel like it. Well, I feel like a lot of people played World of Warcraft, but I feel like for at least me, it was a turn off having to pay a monthly subscription to play one game.
I agree. In my personal opinion, I do view it as more of a turnoff. However, I did play multiple years of Final Fantasy XIV, which is the same thing. And I mean, it still was a turnoff, but I do see where they're coming from, because for an MMO, you are paying for the type of servers you need and the type of content and the frequency of updates you'd need is probably it seems to be a much higher in demand for something like an MMO, right? So I do see the people who agree with their viewpoint, but I personally would much rather just play or pay for a game, and if I like it, I will buy their in-game transactions like mounts or something. Like, I'll support a game, but I guess not everyone could do that. But it is very like honestly, the only reason I don't play Final Fantasy 14 anymore is because I don't want to pay a monthly subscription. It's just not in the. I don't want to do that. Like, I've paid for the game. I've paid for every expansion. I don't want to have to pay $20 a month to continue playing it.
I mean,
Yeah, and
people like
Okay.
live service games though, right? Like, so like there are some, like you were saying, sometimes it is justified, and in order for the game to exist as a live service game, it has to be funded in some way. And so that, like, what are the funding options? There's subscription, there's microtransactions, and I guess, like, you mentioned mounts as a potential in-game transaction, but that feels too much to me because that's no longer a cosmetic thing. That's an actual, like, functional component to the game. So if you want to be able to move quickly through the landscape, you need to pay real money. And I don't know, then that's problematic too.
I think
The mounts are usually a cosmetic for your mount.
Oh,
normally
it's
like turn your horse
I
into,
see.
like, yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
fair then.
Make your horse look like a unicorn that like has a rainbow trail as you
Well,
ride
okay.
around.
So
Or, like,
on that
the,
note, how do you feel about having that monthly membership, but then also having in-game stuff you have to buy as well?
Both.
I was just about to say that because Final Fantasy has both.
Because they have the DLC that you had to buy the expansions for the DLC, yet you also had to pay a subscription. That sounds insane to me.
And then they have in-game purchases through it's like a
And
mod
in-game
station or something
purchases,
that
yeah.
you can like buy with real money. That's where I don't agree with them charging a monthly service when you have free-to-play games that aren't MMOs, like I don't know, for instance, like Fortnite or whatever, that's or League that's free to play, but then they are basically surviving because of the in-game like get these customizations for the characters and not relying heavily on the monthly subscription. That's where I think Final Fantasy for me is a huge turnoff. I don't want to play monthly and then shit I want I have to buy in game. Like that's disgusting to me.
Yeah, I agree. I think if you had one or the other, it would be fine. Like if it was a monthly subscription but absolutely zero microtransactions, and I mean nothing. I don't want to see a single mount or pet I can get with real money that I can't obtain in game. If I'm paying for your game and expansions, like, and a monthly subscription, I want everything to be earnable in game. Like, that's my opinion on it, and that's just not like, anything else past that is just greed. Like,
That makes
in my
sense
opinion.
through, like, the consumer's perspective, but if I'm thinking through the dev's perspective, like, A subscription is a turnoff because you have to pay money every single month. Nobody wants to do that. Microtransactions are a turnoff because you just want to play the game and you'd rather just pay for it once. But if it's going to be live service, like, what does the dev do? They have to get paid somehow, and they also need an audience. And if a subscription makes it so nobody wants to play, then they'd go for microtransactions.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but in this case, they implemented all of those.
Yeah, but that's kind of like they both suck for the devs and the audience.
So we might as well.
So they did
all
both,
three.
but like I'm assuming like a lower intensity.
No, it's $20 a month.
No, it's like
$20 a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
On top of like
there's nothing you can say.
$100 cosmetic items on top of like.
Can't say anything.
Yeah, no, everything
Never
is
mind.
expensive in those games.
Remove everything that
No,
I just said.
That's why I can't. That shit really bothers me because I know I just said it, but like, if you guys have ever played League, they do not charge a monthly fee. They pretty much rely on you buying just the skins in the game, and it's a live like service game. Like I don't agree with the prices that they have, but I think they do it right, and they've been around for like, was it fucking 20 years now or some shit?
Yep.
How many people are buying skins though?
I mean
like
a lot.
A lot. I think we can. I mean, I've spent like $100 in that game, probably.
Really?
Max, but like, we know people who have spent. I think Fox, you've even spent like $3,000, $4,000.
I have spent $4,000 to $5,000.
Grand? What?
Yeah.
You better look really cool in that game. Have
I
the
do.
coolest
That
outfits.
particular character, he looks really cool. So a good example that you would probably be able to relate to is Marvel Rivals.
I was thinking about that, but we haven't purchased a single thing on Marvel Rivals, but look at how many hours we've played that game.
Well,
We're getting that game 100% for free.
But think about all the people we play with and how many of them bought like cosmetic stuff.
Yeah, but like
we haven't
I
bought
don't
shit.
know.
I know you guys have.
We're
I'm saying like because I mean, well, Fox isn't as into the game as we are, but like the other people that we play with have gotten like pretty like the season pass is actually we could talk about that later if you want to, but like season pass is another monetization method.
Yeah, but we're kind of just like freeloading off of all of those other consumers. Like
In
we
what way?
never paid for this game.
I mean,
so
that's a way of looking at it, and there's another concept called whales, which you
Yeah.
probably don't have an idea about, but like a whale is like basically 99. They buy like they're 99% of like the consumer
Oh,
base.
yeah,
And
we've
then you
talked
have,
about that. Yeah.
The other 99% of actual people don't actually buy into it. Well, it's not going to be like it's not going to be that diverged,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
you have the whales just buying a lot of the stuff, and that's what keeps the games going.
Damn. Those people are going bankrupt.
I mean,
Yep.
got millionaires, I guess.
How many millionaires are there really?
Can there really
What?
be though like a whale in Rivals? Because I know there's whales in gacha games. Because like gacha games, you can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in that game because of all the things that you can buy. But Rivals, I feel like you're limited. It's just the skins, right, and the pass.
People like to
But
collect
there's probably
skins
people out there, yeah.
just for no
there's-
reason
there-
besides to just have them, to flex them.
There's like what is it called? There's a sale tactic, and I think Key will get
FOMO?
along with,
I knew you
this
were
one
about to
really
say
well. Yeah, the FOMO sale tactic, yes. Where like skins are available for a very short amount of time, and then they're gone. Like with most battle passes.
Yeah.
So like they use that to like, hey, if you main Venom and you want this badass soldier Venom skin, you have to get the battle pass or it'll go away forever. And so like they use FOMO as a sale tactic.
It feels like such a trick though. Such a trick.
There's actually an example in our chat right now for Forge right there, who spent
Yeah.
$80 on 20 bundles, so he spent $16,000 on the game.
1600. Yeah.
Oh my!
In
1600,
Valorant.
my bad. Yeah.
Not as
that's
much as
great.
Fox
Oh.
apparently.
Oh yeah, in League of
Hey,
Legends,
look,
but like it's a lot more
I-
common than you'd think.
Huh.
In games that
Yeah.
people enjoy, people are willing to spend that extra money to get cool cosmetics because they feel like they've gotten their joy out of the game, so they're willing to pay for that. And I feel like
Yeah.
another one of those really good examples that even make it so people want to pay more is for the battle passes, because it seems like even better deal because you're getting all these things even though it's all virtual, so none of the shit's real. It feels like you're getting a way better deal for all these things, because all these cosmetics individually would have cost way more,
Yeah.
and they're usually you're only able to get it through these battle passes.
Ace is also mentioning something about audio. Fox.
I'm gonna try and fix it. I
Thank you,
reset.
Ace.
Well, I had to re-put my computer back together, so it's struggle bussing. Oh well, I'll try to fix this after the podcast. We'll just use you guys as recording,
Hey,
which is
just make
sad.
sure my audio is good on my side, right?
Yeah. Oh my
I
god.
think somebody would have mentioned it by now if there was a case.
Yeah, I think they would have said something.
Oh man, this sucks. But yeah, it. Oh. I think. Okay, no, there we go. All right, I'm just gonna leave that alone so I don't go deaf. I was really concerned with like what Key was saying earlier. Devs have to make money too, right? And I had that same thought. I was like, man, I do feel bad for devs because they need to make money. But then I looked more into it. Did you know that gaming makes more than music and movies combined and then
Yeah.
doubled? Like,
Yeah.
That makes sense.
they make a lot of money. Like they
Well-
are like I think they're
I
fine.
think last
Okay.
year they made some odd $100 billions of shit.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I
'Cause a
saw
movie's
that
a
too.
one-time purchase.
Yes, but also I think maybe this isn't true, but I feel like there's more games than there are movies. Is that just a lie? Am I just making that
I
up?
believe that with the rise of indie games and stuff like that, I would say that that's true.
I would
And
think
people also play it
Yeah.
like you can play it for longer than just 2 hours. So it's kind of worth
Yeah.
more.
not including like TV shows, I think for sure.
Yeah.
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 But like I feel like devs who put heart and like make the game fun, right? If you make the game fun, players will give that game money. Like
Yeah.
no matter what. Like Marvel's is probably doing just fine. I have my gripes about it, but I think Marvel Rivals all in all is a fun game. It's really well done in every aspect. Gameplay, graphics, it's a good game. And they are probably making they're probably doing pretty well off, I'd imagine, with how hyped the game is and the reviews on Steam. But then you look at other games where the gameplay and everything isn't so fun, and you see these really disgusting microtransactions available in the game, and it's just sad.
I don't know which one came first, but I think those disgusting microtransactions you were talking about also kind of helped in like how bad the game is.
Yeah. Probably, yeah, I would assume so.
Like making it worse.
Making it worse,
Yeah.
or maybe there's sometimes that's a contributing factor.
Yeah.
Like where the monetization of how much money you
Right.
put into it makes your character actually better in the game.
Yeah.
Diablo, whatever it's called, was an example for that.
Diablo Immortal? Oh my
Diablo
god,
Immortal,
yeah.
It was just like a game for whales. That's literally
Yeah.
what it was.
That's super lame.
And I
Yeah,
forgot what the
Diablo
pricing
Immortal
was for
was-
it. But you need I forgot hundreds of thousands of dollars to max out your character or something.
Hundreds
Yeah,
of
it-
thousands.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's someone did the math, and you would need $400,000 to max out your character
Oh
on that
my
game.
god.
That's that phone game that guy got booed off, right?
Yep.
Yep.
God, that's such a good meme.
So disgusting. And I guess a good segue for us is to and this has something to do with that, is at what. So I agree with I like expansions, right? I think expansions are good for games. You add more content to a game you already love, and it just and a lot of the times good developers will add an expansion that doubles the size of the game. If you look at games like Monster Hunter World, right, with Iceborne, doubled the size of the base game. But I think players are expansions have gone from something that is added to a game to an expectation from players. And so now you're seeing a bunch of games that before the games even come out, it's buy the gold edition and the first DLC is free, right? Or it comes with the game. But was that expansion part of the base game that was just cut so they could resell the players for more money?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
True.
Because I feel like a lot of games come out nowadays that feel not done, and it's a big thing on the internet. I was studying more and more about this for this podcast, that developers will have a fully made game and intentionally cut like a third of it off so they can resell that back to the player base for more money.
That's funny.
Because it's become such an expectation that people will just buy the expansions.
I mean, that makes sense. Again, through the dev's perspective, it's just like, well, you know you're going to have to create an expansion. Might as well create the expansion as you're creating the game. Then you cut out the expansion. But with that, it's just you're going to end up just cutting the game itself.
I mean, if you get enough gameplay to like be a full game for that first half, I think that's fine. I think it's like kind of having a movie 1 and movie 2, you know?
Yeah.
Like a second movie of the thing. If you get enough gameplay time that it makes up for the amount of money that you spent on that thing, and you're adding a DLC to the second part of it, then I think that's fine. People aren't going to play your game if you're overpriced it, and then it's only half the game, though, you know? But if you base it already like, oh, I'm going to have a sequel to this ahead of time, and you're already working on that sequel as you're working on the first one, I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah. I think the issue lies with when the games come out and they're not finished. I feel like if you add an expansion to a game that, like, if I'm buying an $80 AAA game, right? I go buy like exactly.
Yeah.
I knew Peach would have something.
Couldn't be me.
But, okay, 60 to 80 to, because that's how much they're starting to charge now, right? For
Maybe
a AAA
Nintendo.
big company. Yeah. Like
I don't know.
I
Are they also doing
expect that.
Maybe.
They are doing that. Nintendo is.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God,
they're doing that.
The Nintendo situation is bullshit. If you guys haven't read about that, it's
Only
It's
play
bad.
indie games. And Marvel
Yeah.
Rivals. That's free.
I was about to say. But like AAA games are getting higher and higher in price, but I feel like they have less and less content than indie games, right? Like, but they're charging that much more, and it's, yeah, and they try to, and they cut it and resell that content that should have been in your $80 freaking game back to you as a $40 expansion. So, did you know that Call of Duty Black Ops 3, if you were to go buy that game even today, even though that game is multiple years old, today, if you go buy that game on Steam with all the expansions, it's $120.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even though the base game was like lackluster and was missing content. Like, that's crazy.
That's with all the expansions, though, right? How much would Elden
Yeah.
Ring be now with the expansion included?
I think
think
the
it's-
base Elden Ring was like $50, right?
Yeah, it was like 50
Something
bucks.
like that, and then
the
the DLC is
expansion
how
was
much?
20.
Oh, it was only
Yes.
20? Okay.
20? I think it was 20 or 30.
Yeah, it wasn't that much. Like, the FromSoft
I mean,
is
it's
one of the few
$80
companies
total,
out
obviously,
there.
it's not-
Yeah, which is like a Nintendo-based game at this point.
Okay, which is okay. That part is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, how much were we paying for games back in the olden days when you'd go to GameStop? Like, I feel like those
Olden?
were
They were like
pretty-
$50. They were $50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Bucks, yeah.
now with inflation, I feel it's
Yeah.
the value of the dollar has changed, so it makes sense that it would be an increased amount than what we'd be getting back in the day, right? And they're a lot
Yeah.
more
Value.
big.
I mean, the value change, but the game quality is just like dog shit.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
I don't want to pay $80 for that stuff.
I could see them masking, like, I think the
Yeah.
art has probably improved, mostly because, like, computer graphics have improved and engines to create games have improved, but actual mechanics are probably on par or not quite as original. So,
Yeah. I don't think there's a AAA game I have liked since, if not including Marvel Rivals, probably God of War, the new one that came out. Was that 2020 or some shit like that?
I think, yeah, around 2020, I think.
2019, something like that? I don't think I've liked a AAA game since then.
Yeah. I mean, I still think Emerald is the best Pokemon.
I mean, I will agree with you. I will agree with you. So do you guys think it's so? Like during all my studying, I did come across something that I personally thought was really scummy, and I'd like to know you guys' opinions on it. Is in-game currencies that kind of hide the dollar value, and by that I mean, like, you know, in Fortnite, it doesn't say it's a $5 skin. It says it costs 800 V-Bucks. You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so apparently this goes all the way back to 1997 to a game called Akia or whatever. It was a free-to-play game, and this guy invented in-game currencies to hide the dollar value
Mm.
because he was thinking, okay, people don't want to sit there and swipe their credit card on a game because it's too much effort. You got to type in the number, blah blah blah. But if you have in-game currencies, you buy one thing that's like 500 V-bucks and you have 100 left over, and then the next thing comes into the store you want that's just like 200 V-bucks off, right? Now you have to buy another $10 pack, and now you have all this left over, right? So it's really
Mm.
scummy in the way where it like tricks you into continuously
Mm.
buying because you're always slightly under the amount that you need. And I think that is just like a really disgusting. Like, me personally, I would much rather just it say like, "Hey, it's a $5 skin, dude." Like, swipe your card, $5. I'll take it. But in-game currencies are a really tricky way to hide how much you're spending in a game.
Mm. Yeah.
I think when you're looking at anything where they don't just give you a direct transaction from how much cash it is to what the thing is, I think they're intentionally trying to make it harder for you to understand how much something is actually worth. And I think
Yeah.
it's a sale technique just to confuse people into spending more money.
Yeah.
Ayuma said something
Okay,
that
yeah, you're about to say what I was about to say.
yeah, the EU has new laws specifically to remove those scummy practices with in-game currency. And I actually saw that too. I saw that, what is it, Belgium and the Netherlands, they're trying to ban or at least regulate loot boxes.
Yeah, because loot
Yep.
boxes is literally gambling.
Yeah,
It
but
is.
it's
It is
like it's
gambling.
interesting that they're like regulating video games through the laws. I don't know.
I
It
mean,
feels
it's gambling through, but like gambling's not illegal, by the way.
well, it
But
is for
it's
For
kids.
kids, it's for kids. That's why.
gambling for kids. Yeah, but how'd they get that money on there?
Yeah,
They're
true. It's
using their
on the
mom's credit
parent.
card,
Oh,
right?
true.
True.
On the parent.
Like if I give my son a scratcher or something, I don't actually have kids, guys. If I give my son a scratcher, it's not illegal to give, right? If I buy it as the parent and then give him scratchers,
Yeah,
it's
I
not
don't know.
illegal.
Is it?
No, I don't think it's illegal. I think it's
No.
illegal if he goes back into the store and tries to like claim it.
True. Yeah, the kid can't claim it. So you're basically just
Yeah, you
allowing the
can't claim
kid
it.
to like do the thing, but they're not.
Yeah, but I could give him the money and everything.
Yeah.
From the yeah, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's,
mean-
I don't know. To me, I hate gotchas. If something is a gotcha, I will avoid it. For like, I hate it. It's just to me, I think loot boxes and gotchas are the two most scummy, bottom barrel of the earth, human trash ways people could drain money out of player bases. Right? Like that, in my opinion, that is like that. Those two types is just disgusting. Any kind of online gambling for an online item is just wrong, right? Like you want to
What
play a
if-
character, but you can't play that character without going through a paywall.
Well, what no, what if it's a gotcha system with in-game currency? I've seen it a lot where you have the potential of buying that currency, but it's also the main currency that you can also use to you get throughout just playing the game.
I still don't like it because I would much rather just unlock the character, right? I just want to play the game and I don't want it to be up to because at that point, especially most gotchas have like a certain characters that are less than a 1% chance of obtaining, right? And you were feeding certain people's like a lot of people gambling is one of it actually I think it's the easiest thing to be addicted to. If I was reading around for something like that, yeah, it like abusing that to me is just like wrong, like especially
So-
for an in-game character, and most of the time it's like some cute waifu crap, like so you know a lot of people out there just throwing money at it.
I mean, so do you think gambling should be illegal?
No, I think gambling is fine to a point. I think it should be, and I think in most
Okay.
countries it is regulated, right? But like America
It's
doesn't
regulated to
regulate.
adults.
America doesn't have any kind of regulation for like gotchas though. Like other countries, it's gotten to the point other countries are having to regulate it. So like
So-
I think America should as well.
So if these people were 18 instead, would you be okay with these people purchasing gotchas?
I think it still should be regulated.
In what way?
Are they regulating like normal gambling? I mean, they like it's just saying that adults can only, but you're not like limited. Like you can't say, oh, you can only gamble on this day and you can only gamble to
Yeah,
this
like
amount.
there's really no limits for like gambling besides the age factor, right?
Right? Yeah, I don't think so.
In the U.S. at
I
least,
do
we're talking
believe
about.
I
The
do
US,
believe
yeah.
China. I
Mm.
think China has a rule where you can only like roll like once a day, or they limit you how many rolls
Yeah.
you can do a day, or how much money you can spend on the game per day. And honestly, as much as it sounds like it sucks for that player base, I think that's fine, in my
Sure,
opinion, because that,
but
like, yeah, go ahead.
but now you're having the government intrude on basically your level of competency when it comes to not being addicted to something. That'd be like the government coming and saying you're only allowed to have one beer a day. You know.
That would suck. That would,
But,
yeah, that would suck. But
but
I just don't know what else to do because to me, like, I mean, obviously, I'm just not going to play them, and I guess if other people are going to each their own. But to me, gotchas are just like, that is the bottom barrel scummy developer. Like, gotchas to me, I don't like it. I think it's wrong. I personally think it's just, like, wrong on a level of, like, don't do it
so
as a developer.
I can see how people fall into the gotcha like mentality where you have to pay and then get more things and stuff like that. But I also think there's a way to play without spending a single dime. Like the ones where you can play and not spend a single dime and still like do the whole gotcha roll for characters or whatever, and it being perfectly fine. So
It, it would be, but they also abuse the FOMO thing because how all gotchas work is this
uh,
character's available for this amount of time and then is gone. There was a character in what was it, Genshin Impact, that once she was gone, she never made an appearance for 3 years again. So
Wow.
like that's crazy to me. Like if you wanted to play that character, you're
yeah, that's in
just
China,
fucked
by
unless
the way. That's in China, the
yeah.
place you were glazing not too long ago.
But like that's insane to me, right? Like if I really
That's
wanted to play
crazy.
this
Okay.
character, like yeah, that's
If
what I mean. Is they also not only are you like have a chance unless you pay, but like the in-game currencies, they don't give you enough to guarantee every single character in a banner, right? Like if you play every single day past your dailies and your weeklies or monthlies, whatever it is, it's impossible to earn more than that. So like once you've earned that, and there's a banner that comes out, and you use all of your in-game currency for it, yeah, you can
said
grab that
bear?
character, but then the next one comes and you're fucked. What?
No, you said character,
A,
didn't you? I heard a
yeah,
bear.
oh banner. A banner is a
Oh,
character.
God.
It's a set of characters usually in a gacha. Yeah.
I heard bears and the
Oh
animal.
no! Oh no! No. Yeah, a bear character I love. You know.
We
Um,
know.
Oh my god.
okay, so how about a scenario like this where it's on a normal rotation? Maybe like once a month they have like 5 characters out and you can roll for that banner. And it's on just a regular rotation every month. They just switch out the banners and sometimes maybe they'll add new characters banners, but they'll just keep rotating on a regular basis. Would you feel the same way about something like that? I mean, 3 years is an extreme example, right? Like,
Oh, there's other characters that have are around the same time. There's like a tier list of the rarest Gacha or Genshin Impact characters because some of them have come around so few times. They're on like multi-year hiatuses.
yeah, I think that's crazy. But like, you said like you're basically saying like all gotchas. So I was just wondering if maybe there's like a way that it could be implemented that you would be okay with it, in that they are rotating it on maybe like a lower interval. So maybe like once a week they rotate the characters or something like that. Would that be like an acceptable amount of, you know, for gotcha level things? Or are you just super anti? There's nothing they could do. Gotchas are evil. Like they raise the devil from the ground and whatever.
Dude, what the?
The devil worshippers.
Uh, How dare they
Sorry
play
if you guys
gachas.
worship devils in the chat. I have nothing against you.
Sure. Dude, I
Yeah, I
think what
believe it.
gotchas could do to make me not like, because I can't stand gachas. Because the first gacha I ever played was Genshin, and I had to put like hundreds of hours into the game just to be able to roll once. I think if they made it so my grinding wasn't so bad, that I could play the game without putting in thousands of dollars to get the characters I want, I think I would enjoy it. But they're not doing that. They're making it so you're like forced to fucking buy stuff.
I think Genshin is a very extreme example of gachas.
Genshin's actually one of the more tame ones.
Apparently, yeah. Genshin's apparently more tame than others, is what I was reading too. Like when it comes to their drop rates and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the drop rates, but like the currency to get them. So they're actually masking how their drop rates are based on how hard it is to get those gems, right? So they make it harder to get the gems, but they increase the drop rate, which makes it feel better, right? So it makes you want to spend more. So I feel like these guys are probably maybe the worst people for these things.
There is literally a gacha game. I can't remember what it's called, but
So they call gacha.
They have you. Probably. Gotcha money is probably what it's called. But
Gotcha,
it's
catch them all.
Yeah.
my
You literally spend all your money, like in Genshin, leveling up the characters, getting your weapons and shit. But the game auto plays for you, so you're not even playing the fucking game. You're just spending money to get characters, to level up characters, and then you watch the screen play for you. You're not doing
Sometimes
anything.
autoplay is nice. Sometimes you don't want to play the game.
I hate autoplay.
Sometimes you want to
No,
watch the
autoplay is disgusting.
You have to spend money to get all the weapons and upgrades. Like,
okay, well, see,
that's not
I
right.
enjoyed Melvor Idol, so I am a passive enjoyer.
Idle games. It's an idle game.
Melvor Idol? You guys know what Melvor Idol is? It's basically a RuneScape
like...
that's like.
I
idle.
wouldn't call
it. Probably one of the more popular, probably the most popular version of that.
It's like the Excel spreadsheet of RuneScape.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude,
it's
this
like
is a super popular game, by the way. I am not the only one who enjoys this game.
It was good. It was good, but like you can't tell people it's like RuneScape. It's not.
It is. The whole basis of it is based off of RuneScape.
Yes, but again, it's like the Excel spreadsheet version. You're
thing-
not actually like.
The only thing that you don't see is like the character moving in a world space.
But that makes RuneScape seem so dry. When you just...
RuneScape is dry. Now, let me be honest. RuneScape is
dry.
probably the most dry game that I've ever played in my life, but it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
in your life.
Yeah, dude. What do? RuneScape is the game of grinding. That is all RuneScape was. What else is there in RuneScape besides grinding? You just grind for levels.
No, it's an MMO.
Oh.
Well, I think the
okay,
thing
here's-
that Peach...
What? What I say?
I was just
Go ahead.
Peach, what you were saying with Oh my god, now I lost my train of thought. I think that in the end, it's on the consumer as to whether or not they think a game is worth it. So I think you were saying earlier that like there was an idle game or a game that you don't even play, but you're putting all this money. It's on the consumer to decide whether they want to not play a game and pay for it anyway, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, stop
is,
taking
we're
away
just
my
doing
idle
it.
games. You stay away. You
I will
can
take them all
have
away.
you can have your gotcha points, but I'm keeping my idle shit.
Dude, but the idol is a gacha. They did exactly what Genshin did. It's a bunch of like sexy ass characters. Like
I don't know what game you're talking about.
Are you talking about AFK Journey?
Is it AFK
AFK
Journey?
Journey's bullshit, but no, it's not AFK Journey. AFK Journey's a hella gacha, but I like
Yeah.
it.
I mean, there's a lot. Like, if you're talking mobile games, there's a lot of gotchas on that because
It's a
typically
mobile
people
game,
who play mobile games are mobile, which means they can't actually actively play the games. And I think that's
But
why
did
there's a
you-
huge model around that when it comes to phone games. Also, they're free. And for phone games, free models are probably get the most like viewership out of all of them because people just download the game and play the game, and then that's when they can actually monetize it and stuff like that by saying, hey, you can give this to get this stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
We're probably getting a lot of downloads, but how many people like really sit and continue to play the game?
Probably
if
a
you're
lot.
just constantly
Oh.
being bombarded with advertisements.
Probably a
or-
lot.
And no, it's
Well, no.
Actually,
well,
I
so those are-
I have numbers
Yep.
for it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I do because I was curious. Did you know that we already talked about how much money video games make, right? More than double music, movies, all of that. And over half of that is from mobile games.
Oh wow.
That's insane.
I was about to
Wow.
say, I'm
Like-
not surprised because they're all free. Everything in mobile
Yeah.
is free, so all they're making is from the monetization, which means they probably get more than what a regular video game would be. Which regular video game would be like what for indie? It'd be like $20, for AAA it would be like 60 or whatever. But for mobile, could be thousands.
I also think I don't know if we could make that assumption and say, oh, just because it's free. I think it's also a lot more accessible. Like all you need is a phone, and it doesn't have to be a computer that you have to sit at, and it doesn't have to be a fancy computer that can handle the games. So if you're just like a casual player, you just want a game to play when you're in between study halls, or I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's more casual. There's gonna be more people who are
I-
able to play it.
I bet you, Key, that the majority of people who play phone games are playing the free ones.
Oh yeah, I'm not. Honestly,
Yeah.
you're not getting money off me.
I'm gonna say
yeah.
99%, based on no evidence whatsoever.
I don't know. I mean, the
No, I
quality
think-
is just like so much worse, though. Like
He-
whenever I download a free game, you're right. I have probably only downloaded free mobile games, but then I start playing them, and I'm just like, they suck. You're just constantly just watching advertisement after advertisement. You can't even play the game.
Oh,
Well,
dude.
those are advertisement-based games. What about the games that don't have any advertisements and they make all their money through in-game currency?
I don't know if I've even played.
You
a
probably
mobile game.
haven't. How many mobile games have you played?
I don't know, like a handful.
Like probably like 3 or something, right?
Yeah.
Like you haven't played enough mobile games to like understand like kind of like the business model.
I've downloaded probably maybe like 20 and played it for like half a second and then closed out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people do until they find a game that they like and they stick
Yeah.
around in that game, and then those people are going to be the ones who buy these in-game currencies to
True.
like whatever, to roll more or whatever
Yeah.
Fox was talking about. I feel like for mobile games, I feel like they have a lot more of that random loot box thing that Fox was talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude,
Gotcha.
yes. The worst game
do.
I ever played, and it was this is the last mobile game I ever downloaded, and this is like I think it was like 6 months ago or something. I was in the mood to play Monopoly, so I saw a bunch of commercials on my phone for Monopoly Go. I download that shit, and every time you log in, they're like, "Hey, you're out of rolls. Do you want to spend this much?" You click the invisible X that they have, and they're
Ugh.
like, "Hey, I noticed you didn't get the battle pass. This is you want." You're like, click the X. They're like, "Hey, you could double your." I'm like, "Dude, can I
Yes.
just fucking roll? Can I just play my day, please?"
Yeah. Yes.
What-
So many fucking buttons. It's
Was
just
it-
like shut up.
Wasn't Candy Crush the most paid for game for the longest time?
Yes.
Yep.
What was Candy Crush at?
Multi-billion.
Wow.
Multi-billion
Candy
for a free
Yeah.
game.
My
by the way.
grandma was
Yep.
really into Candy Crush.
All the old people were.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah.
Every old person
got
I
really
knew
into
was
it.
into Candy Crush. For I have no idea why.
Same. It spawned
Actually, it was
tons of
mainly
games
the
like,
older ladies. I have no clue.
It's old. It's old. I played like for
I
an
don't know
hour.
any-
I think it was not my thing.
I've never downloaded it. I
I
don't
think it's
even
for
know
old
what the
people.
gameplay is.
It's candy. The old people like the hard candies.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
like,
you-
what is that?
Okay, so they have a bunch of different shapes of shit that fold
Yeah,
down.
yeah, yeah. Like,
You have to,
oh,
like,
these
match
look like
the
my
shape.
butterscotch.
There's a bunch of games that spawned off that I actually almost put money into. If you guys ever heard of Gardenscapes and Homescapes,
Yeah.
I
Oh,
have.
same
no.
con-
concept. It's the same concept, but you're building a house, like you're fixing up a house or a garden. So every time you do something at the levels or whatever, you come out of the level and the character's like, "Oh my god, we can finally like fix the
Mhm.
fountain. What fountain do you want?" So they give you like 2 or 3 free options, but then the good options are like,
Yeah.
you need money to buy, and I'm always like, "Fuck, I want my house to look good." So
I
I
think
almost put money in there.
That's exactly one of the games that I think I downloaded, and I immediately closed because it was like, yeah, I want the fucking good fountain. I'm not about to like pay money for every single fountain that I put in my garden.
Like, okay,
Yeah,
so those are the
I love
things.
that
So
game.
they have like candies for the old people. They got like gardens for like the girls, and then they have like sexy women for the guys. So, like they know exactly what they're doing.
I did
I'm
put
willing
money
to
in.
bet that you didn't
oh,
do
go ahead.
it. No, I was like, I'm willing to bet the boy gotcha thing makes way more money than. my
Oh,
old
100%. Because guys
Oh,
are
yeah.
very like dopamine driven.
Humans in general.
Guys more though. Like like biologically we are.
Why? What? Where's that coming from?
Okay, well, you're gonna pull up studies now. I wish I could pull up like studies on this table, but we'll talk about it later, Key.
All right.
But yeah, I put money. There was like a little Archer
You're very
game,
competitive,
and I
right?
loved it. Like,
What?
God, that was. But yeah, there was like a little Archer game that I played when I was like bored, and you like moved your character side to side, and he auto shot forward. Right? It was one of those kinds of games, and I put like I think 99 cents into it because I was like, dude, I want to do that dungeon again, and I can't until tomorrow. But that's like the only time it's ever gotten me. But even then, I could only imagine how many people it's gotten. Like for 99 cents, just 99 cents, you can do that again. Or like, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, and they always do
Wow.
99 instead of the $1. So it's like,
Yep.
it's just it's less than $1.
Damn.
Are you looking it up? Wait, read it out loud.
Though.
Men
I actually
normally
did look it
secrete
up,
more
too.
dopamine, which is often called the happy hormone, and then it talks about the different roles with that.
I don't think dopamine is the happy hormone. Dopamine.
I don't think it is either. I think serotonin
Yeah.
keeps you happy. Dopamine is your driver that tells you
Yes.
to do those things.
Yes.
And men secrete more of that. That's not a that's
I
that's a
don't
that's a
know. I
scientific
have to
fact.
look
I'm
into that.
literally looking at it right
but
now.
they also have bigger bodies,
see,
so maybe they're
this
just
is this is
secreting more
why
'cause they're, like, a
this is
larger
why I
scale.
didn't want to argue with this on stream because she is so competitive when it comes to this stuff. All right, let's
this
break
article
away
I'm
from that.
reading-
I literally read it.
literally
and
said-
that was not enough.
This thing I'm
We can
reading,
talk
I
about it
know
later,
we're
we
about
can
to
talk
back
about
off,
it
but
later.
this thing I'm reading literally says that men need more passion to succeed at things.
More
What?
passion to succeed.
Yeah, men more often than women need passion to succeed at something, which is
Mhm.
why they're saying they need a bigger dopamine hit than women. That's
Interesting.
crazy. Okay, I gotta get off this because we're gonna get stuck here.
All right, we're changing the title of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just change this up. Yeah, I didn't want to go off on
Yeah,
left
but
field,
that-
but yeah.
That totally does make more sense why 'cause these games are like geared towards them. If
But
it has
this is
a
what I
if,
think-
like video game, if it can be searched.
I bet you most of the people who pay for this like online stuff, like all the gachas and whatever, I bet you a majority of them are guys.
Well, 90% of the characters you can buy are really well endowed anime girls. I'm just saying, like that.
We're not talking about
yeah,
Genshin.
No,
Genshin's
no, I'm
definitely
just
driven
saying,
towards
like,
guys.
no,
I would
like,
agree with you
games
there.
are no-
like not just gachas, like any, yeah, like MMOs even. If you made a female character, most of the time the armor you can buy with real money for the female characters. It's not just Genshin, Star Rail. What's the
Girls
other?
also
big-
like wearing those outfits.
What's the name of it?
No.
No.
Well,
for
Key
personal.
disagrees with you, so I mean, you guys can
disagree.
fight about that one.
I like the cute. They get me in the gachas with the little cute girls, like Klee in Genshin.
Oh, Klee's
That's how they'll
adorable.
get me. They won't get
You
me
want
with
to be a
this
little
other
girl?
shit like
Oh,
they do.
Key likes like the cute girls.
Wait, what are we even talking? I thought we were talking about the outfits.
Yeah,
I
the
like the cute
outfits.
girls and the
Yeah.
outfits.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
it's
pay
just.
money for it though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's what I'm.
Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, it's definitely I could see it mostly being guys doing that. We would fall for that shit. And has anyone here ever heard of the horse armor meme, which pretty much inspired this entire today's episode of the podcast?
Yeah,
When-
from Oblivion.
Yep, from Oblivion. So like when talking about a microtransaction and you think it's a bad transaction, you'd be like, "Yo, that's a horse armor," right? And people like it's just yeah, because in 2006, the first like microtransaction hit us, which was in Oblivion, which is a single player game, mind you, for horse armor you could buy. And I don't want to talk too much about it because this topic has been beat over the head on every time anyone talks about this is the horse armor. But like in a single player game, and apparently the developer came out and stated that was still to this day one of their most bought
Really?
microtransactions ever, even though it was the most memed. That's crazy.
It
Like
probably just became
Or-
popular because of the meme.
It might have it might have been like a.
A hate buy.
Nah, I think a hate buy. It's like people would buy it for the memes, you know?
Yep. Oh my god, it's just. And then I saw this and this was in the Guinness World Record, so I had to bring it up in today's podcast. But did anyone hear? I've never played it, but Star Wars Battlefront, the new one.
The second one.
Yeah, the second one. Apparently, you had to spend money to unlock characters, or put 40 hours into unlocking a single character out of a cast of multi-hundred, right?
Oh.
And
Yeah, so you could spend
Really?
over $2,000. Yeah, so you could spend 40+ hours to get one character. Like, so they locked the game by not allowing you to play the characters people want in Star Wars. Like Darth Vader, you couldn't play him when the game came out originally. He was locked behind money or 40+ hours of grinding the game. And if you spent, it was like 2.1 or 2.3 thousand dollars, you could unlock all of the characters in the game. Or you're spending 40+ hours per character to unlock one.
That's insane. Fox, why is your audio still messed up?
I don't know, man. I took my computer apart and put it back together, and now everything's fucked up.
Damn.
I don't know what's going on here.
Stop taking apart your computer. It was running
I
fine.
had to put more paste on it. Oh my god. It's what the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna have to deep dive into that because I just tried to edit the settings, and apparently my mic isn't being picked up by my computer at all.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So now you're just completely mute.
No, they can hear me. They can hear
side.
me still. They can hear me still, but I just don't know how.
Oh, okay. They just can't hear anybody else.
Yeah.
That's fine. None of our opinions are important anyway.
Yeah. Noobs.
Yeah.
Dude, what in the fuck?
At least I have it for our podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
both of
at
them.
least my video's running fine.
My past two streams have been just a nightmare because my computer is just shitting itself, and yep. Ugh.
You should,
Okay, but yeah, that.
You should buy into a
what?
gacha to get the potential parts. That
Yes, yes. But so I don't know how Star Wars Battlefield 2 works when it comes to buying the characters, but a fan had made a post on Reddit, like calling out EA, like, "Yo, I just paid $80 and I still didn't get Darth Vader. This is trash." And EA actually came and replied to that person with, "The intent is to provide players with a sense of accomplishment for unlocking the characters." And it is still to this day on the Guinness World Record for the most downvoted comment ever on Reddit. People came and shit on EA so hard. It had, in a few weeks, 668,000 downvotes.
Wow.
That
And
is
it's still to this
crazy.
day.
It's nice to see a
Yeah.
community come together, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, double down that shit.
Yep. And EA never, like, apparently, well, I think EA actually came and, like, made some changes eventually, but they, like, doubled down on that shit. I'm like, oh my god.
Well, I think EA's
I will
motto is like "fuck the players," right? Like, isn't that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what it says before you, like, while you boot up the game, it goes, EA, fuck the players.
They might as
I'm
well
pretty sure
just
that's
have like
exactly
their new symbol just be
Yeah.
a middle finger, you know?
Yeah, like a little middle finger in between the E and the A.
Dude, EA is like one of the worst gaming companies.
Oh, yeah.
It's
They do
definitely
not
up
give
there.
a fuck about them.
Damn. That's rough, buddy. But that's, like, to be on a Guinness World Record on Reddit, like, how, you've got to be some shitty game company. That's crazy to me, actually. And I think, honestly, like, we've talked about, like, expansion packs. I think we delved into a little bit of live service games. But, like, how do you guys, especially Key, I honestly want to hear more of Key's opinions on the
Why?
FOMO transactions.
Oh, I
Like,
super don't feel those at all.
Shouldn't care about
I
those.
only feel FOMO for things that I care about, right? And so if I don't care about a skin or whatever thing that they're trying to sell, I have zero feelings about it.
But imagine this. So there's a game you really care about and your favorite character, right? And there's a battle pass. And you know the battle pass only lasts for the season, and once the season's gone, it's the battle pass is gone. And your skin you want is at the end of that battle pass. So not only do you have to buy the battle pass, but now you got to sink in 20 hours to reach the end of that battle pass, unless you buy the battle pass and then buy all the tiers to the end of the battle pass, right? Like, and that's how they're getting a lot of people is like, because you know that skin disappears. Like, what do you,
Yeah.
as a fellow FOMO, you know?
He's just not that type of person.
Well, so, but I can, if I'm like putting myself in those shoes, like, I'm not the kind of person that would care about those things. But if I were, I would probably just feel disappointment and not like the game as much. It'd be like, man, they did this to me, is what I would feel like. It's like, you guys are like stealing this from me. It's like you guys are the reason why I'm feeling FOMO. And I would like blame the game in a way, and I'd be like mad. So it would make me not like the game as much.
Yeah, I can see that. But some companies do it right. Like that game Peach and I sometimes play, Super Animal Royale. There's no FOMO because like if you buy that battle pass and you don't finish it, all the battle passes stay forever. You can just go back and finish a battle pass whenever you want. And I think that's a great way to do it,
Yeah.
honestly.
I think they're the same thing for Marvel
Like-
Rivals.
Oh yeah, Marvel Rivals does do it, doesn't it?
Dude, I'm still confused how Rivals makes a ton of money. They don't have a lot of characters. They barely put out new skins. And I know they have a battle pass, but like I'm like, how are they making bank?
There's just so many players, probably.
Yeah, there's so many players, and there are definitely people who buy it. Like, I mean, like, how much is the battle pass?
$20, right?
Oh, I don't know. I skipped over that.
Is it 20 or I think maybe even half that? But even so, like the amount of players that they have, if even like a tenth of them get the battle pass, that's a ton of money coming in.
Yeah, true.
Oh my god. Okay, I just looked it up. They made $2.9 billion.
I'm not surprised.
Like,
They have such a huge
they're-
player base.
They reported that December 31st. $2.9 billion.
Wow.
How? Okay, we gotta make a gotcha. We gotta make a
Well,
video.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of elements as to why that one was super popular. One, it was compared to Overwatch. Two, it's Marvel. And like
Marvel.
the other one is like it's the way that it's like getting money function stuff didn't feel as invasive, you know?
Yeah, they're not like constantly bombarding you with those things you have to press X. It's also all cosmetic, so it doesn't actually matter to the function of the game. So it feels like it's just a plus. It's a side thing.
And so more people are willing to stay in these games,
Yeah.
and the longer you have somebody stay in a game, the more likely they are going to buy whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm a holdout.
I mean, me too.
I mean,
Well,
Marvel-
I liked how the characters look. Like they made the characters
Yeah.
look really good,
True,
even the base
that's true.
versions. And the
Yeah.
in-game currency you can get like all these normal characters. Like
Yeah.
I've gotten actually like a fair number of skins. I haven't spent any money in this game, and I've gotten a fair number of skins just from playing the game.
Agree.
True.
I think as long as they stay on how they're doing it, they'll be fine. But if they ever pull like a, I don't know what company, I can't think of the company name, but if they ever
Overwatch
make
2?
it so that a character is where they make it so that a character is hidden behind a battle pass, that's when I think that they'll have issues.
They did that with what game?
Pokemon Unite, right? I think they do
Yeah, I
it every
think it
time
was
a new
Unite.
Pokemon
They did it
comes
with
out. Yeah.
Pokemon Unite.
Every single time a new Pokemon comes out in Pokemon Unite, they don't add it to the general shop for the first
At
like
first,
week.
yeah.
I think for the first week or two, they add it to its own pass that you have to either play the game to eventually get, which takes a long time, or you can drop like I think it's 30 or $50 to skip through the pass and get that character.
That's insane to me. I've never played a competitive PvP game that did that ever.
Yeah.
That's
But
that's
Pokemon
crazy.
Unite is questionable for a lot of shit, honestly. Like, I don't like their held item. Like, I think you were complaining about it, Carbonic, to me recently. Because the Pokemon in Unite have held items that you have to level up, and
Yeah,
so
yeah. I
if
don't
you're
like that
fighting
stuff.
another, like if you're like playing a character like Slowbro and another enemy Slowbro are fighting each other, and he has 3 level 30 items, and you just started with your level 1 leftovers, you're gonna get fucked unless you just completely outplay that dude. It's unbalanced.
Yeah, I don't
from
like
the-
PvP
from the
games
get-go.
where they make it unequal. for like
Yeah.
before you even play the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm
So
all with you.
yeah, Pokemon Unite just does all, which is sad because I love Pokemon and I love League of Legends or
And
MOBAs.
uniting.
Yeah, me and uniting. I just, yeah,
Really,
I'm
uniting what?
I'm just a
Huh?
big people
He just
person.
likes
I love
uniting,
uniting
you know?
everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just like I'm a people person. I love everybody.
That's
Okay.
okay. The audience might be convinced with that.
I was like,
if
who's
they-
sitting here?
They all know. They all know Nice Fox. I think they all think it's real.
Uh-huh.
They all know.
Yeah. Nice fox.
Yeah. Nice Fox. Yep. They don't know behind the scenes once we end stream and I'm going, God, fuck!
God, I hate people. I think that's a
God.
conversation we had today.
No. Oh. Nah, it wasn't me. Can't be me.
Okay.
Fox Nice. Okay. All right.
Yeah, what else we got on that list?
Well, I think we've pretty much gone over everything. I had like all the big.
Did I write anything
um,
crazy?
Yeah. Did anyone else have anything that they had found that they'd like to bring up?
I had a few questions, or I
What's
guess
up?
we covered all of these except one. Well, like I was just wondering what you guys thought of. Would you rather have microtransactions or ads? Like if you had to pick.
It would depend.
Ads?
Yeah.
Like
it would
like,
depend.
constantly clicking them off.
Either clicking them off and it just goes away, or like you have to do an ad in between rounds or whatever the game is.
So there's a lot that's not explained in there. So there's different types of ads in that, and there's different types of microtransactions,
Yeah.
right? So
True.
if we're comparing to Marvel Rival transactions,
Yeah.
compared to like what kind of ads? Because I remember in Smite you could potentially watch ads for free rewards. So you just hit the watch ads button,
Yeah.
and you'd walk away
you're right.
and just eat some food, and you just
Yep.
get rewards for just like having the ads going, and then you come
Yeah.
back and you're like, all right, close out of that and let's start some games. Like it was just free rewards. So it very much depends on how they implement the ads and the microtransactions.
True. I guess ads are just an inconvenience, so I feel like that's equivalent to a microtransaction that's linked to really functionality. Like either you have the inconvenience of working hard to get the functionality, or you pay for it. Versus an advertisement, you have the inconvenience of your time being wasted. So it's like time wasters is basically the comparison here. You're wasting time either way, or you can pay money for it.
Well, you're gonna have to go back into the specifics, whether they're optional ads or whether it's an ad that just pops up on your screen while you're like in the middle of playing the game, and a pop-up just pops up on your screen and it's trying to sell you like Gillette razors or something.
Yeah. I feel like whenever I see the pop-ups, it's in between something. Like you're not actively.
What's the game that you're explaining right now?
Duolingo.
Duolingo is
It's not a freaking game.
Well, that's the only.
not even real people anymore.
To
Oh
mind.
my God.
Yeah, you had
Okay.
to
No,
disrupt
there
your
are
AI
others,
Morgan
there are
Freeman
others,
speaking Spanish to you for some ads.
I think
No, I
every
mean-
mobile game is an ad pop-up though.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I just get so annoyed by ads. But at the same time, I guess microtransactions would be like the Gardenscapes thing, and so I end up just not playing.
Yeah.
I guess I'd have to pick ads because for ads, I usually tolerate them longer than I tolerate.
Are you just talking about phone games?
Yeah, well, I mean, what computer games really have ad?
I just
pop-up?
told you one of them, Smite.
I don't think I've. Other than that, I don't know if I've seen an ad in a computer game.
Yeah, because they don't. It's not like a. It's typically a free game thing,
Right.
and you only play those other games because they're free. All the PC games we play,
Yeah.
are usually paid, unless we're talking about these other ones that are like transaction-based games, like you know, the why can't I just forgot about it? Marvel Rivals,
Every game.
and
Yeah.
like yeah, Smite as
brain
well.
just cut off.
But Smite also has the you click a button and then it's the ads things for that.
Yeah.
But I'm fine with
True.
those.
True.
Dude, I think if I had to pick, it's hard to pick. Okay, so if the microtransactions were cosmetics, I would choose that over ads. But if it's the loot boxes and the leveling up and
Mm,
me not being able to get weapons and shit, I'd rather watch an ad.
yeah.
Yeah, like what was
I
your
agree.
specific example? Key. Like if
I guess I was comparing two different things. There's like Gardenscapes, which is like more like functionality.
okay.
I guess you could call it cosmetic. in
Or
that
having to
particular
pay
game,
to
but-
upgrade your thing, that just sounds like a predatory model. Like
They give
you're
free
only allowed to... The only way you can do it is by spending money in real time to grow this tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I would
okay, it's not,
prefer
like, it's
neither
not that
of
bad.
those.
It's furniture. It's not like that. It's furniture for my house, bro.
Oh, furniture? Yeah, I'd rather watch an ad than pay $20 to get that furniture moved into my house.
I mean, you could argue
I'll
that
show you
like the
guys my house
furniture is
one day.
cosmetic, but in the end, the game itself, the whole purpose of the game is cosmetic. So
I could make an argument for both depending on how it's run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
agree.
Wow, like Fox is already bringing out his balls.
I've been.
You've been
Have you
playing
been
with your
playing with
balls?
your
Is that what you're about to say?
I was about to say that, and I had to reel it back, and I was like, let's not say that.
Why? We said it for you.
Yeah, yeah. Is this you telling us to wrap it up?
No. I've been doing this since the beginning. I was doing
You've
this
been playing
earlier.
with your balls since the beginning?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep, the whole time.
It's entertaining. It's like a fidget spinner. I understand.
Yeah, exactly.
guy.
I don't have a fidget spinner here. So
Yeah, who needs a fidget
I don't
spinner
have
when
a-
you have balls?
right.
Dude. He's saying that shit and you're not even throwing it anymore, you're just... Okay.
What Peach?
he's just rubbing it.
I gotta make sure it's clean.
Yeah, like you don't understand what we're talking about, chat. No, you know damn well what I'm talking about.
It's Gaddy. I think he's saying that because he knows exactly what you're talking about.
I bet he does. It's a guy thing. You guys wouldn't understand.
Damn.
You gotta get me a fidget spinner for this. Maybe like a Beyblade.
I can only see you from the midsection up. You can do anything below there.
I mean,
Oh
we
my
can see. What?
Just
All right. What else you got? Anybody else have anything? I'm not trying to close it, by the way. I'm just asking.
Nope.
see.
No? Okay.
I think that was everything I had. Like all the big topics. But I guess the last topic would be what would you guys prefer in a game? Like free to play, kind of like what Key was saying, free to play with microtransactions that are hopefully mostly cosmetic, or would you prefer to buy a game and unlock the things in game and feel the accomplishment of unlocking them? Because like for me, peak gaming was like Halo, right? And when
Yeah.
you got the achievement, you unlocked a badass piece of armor to put on your Spartan, right? That was cool, because you could show off what you did instead of showing off your wallet, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if Marvel Rivals,
Yeah.
that Venom skin or something, was because
Yeah.
you got like a quadra kill, right?
True.
Sure. Actually, so I would.
They kind of...
So I haven't spent any money in Marvel Rivals, so it's really hard for me to say. But like, I would say I'd rather have the paying up front and then never having to pay for anything again. I feel like that's ideal, but not realistic for a live service.
True. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
well, I
that's what
mean,
all the players
that's-
want. It just can't happen.
I mean, live service is a different it's a different animal
Okay.
because like live services, yeah, live service is hard to balance that with because the developers obviously need to be making a consistent like amount of money, right, to keep the
Right.
game live.
But the thing is, I think
Yeah.
those only happen in live service games, right? Like I haven't really seen any other example where there's a paid one that's only paid, and like or something that's only like well, actually never
not
mind.
live
I see
service?
the paid one all the time. I don't see the one where you're like doing whatever gotchas for something in normally paid games.
For like a non-live service
Non-live
game
service
that you
game,
still have
sorry.
Not live service.
Just lost my
wasn't
thoughts.
That one my time in Portia or something similar like Palia, like one of those
Doesn't have gotcha
had
systems.
not gotcha systems, but it had cosmetic microtransactions. So
Those
Oh,
were in
yeah,
the form
yeah.
of bundles. Yeah, but like those are so that's separate.
Yeah, but
and those are
that's a
like
great
yeah
But that's a
DLC.
good example because I mean, technically, yes, live service, but not really because it plays more like a multiplayer and or single player game.
Yeah,
But, like, would you have preferred to just buy Palia and unlock all of that? Or would you
Yeah.
prefer Palia to be free and just microtransactions?
I feel that was a way easier one to say. If we're talking specifically about Poly, I'd rather it all be unlockable options because it's free on the unlockable. But see, for Poly, you have to pay up front anyway.
No, Palia is free.
Oh, Poly is free?
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's the problem. Palia is a free game with
Okay.
microtransactions everywhere. Like, if you want anything to look like anything else, it's microtransactions.
Okay, I've never played a game like that, honestly. It's kind of hard for me to say because I've never actually played Polya or any type of game like that where it's not like a competitive game, and then
Yeah.
that's where the free aspect come from. So is it all cosmetics?
I think so.
All
If that-
cosmetics.
Yeah.
If that were the case, then I would rather just well, I kind of like so I actually like the idea of unlocking things, but I wouldn't have bought anything if I didn't have that option. So I wouldn't have paid anything. So Pally would be a free game for me, and I wouldn't unlock anything. But I do like unlocking things in general. So I would prefer maybe like the paid option for it, and then you do things to unlock things, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But,
prefer that too. It's better.
Yeah.
The game also
It
just
is.
feels
Not
better
realistic.
for some reason. I don't know why. Anytime it's a free game, it just doesn't quite feel like a favorite. Usually,
Doesn't
Yeah.
feel like a favorite.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Maybe
I
because of that
disagree.
unlocking
I think I
thing.
have my most hours in games that are free.
I think I do for sure too.
you're
Wait, that's a
right.
lie.
League of Legends, yeah.
League is free. But I think
Yeah.
live service games like League and Marvels is where I would want to go if we're talking about like microtransactions. It doesn't inhibit my gameplay at all.
Yeah.
It's still, at least like in League, it still forces you to grind a little bit to get better, to be able to like rank. And then like if there's a character whose skin comes out that I like, I have the option to pay for it, but it doesn't like change my game in any way.
Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah.
want games to be, but like it's not how they're. It's not like for everybody.
Yeah. Actually, you know what's a good another good example? The newest Halo, because the example for what I like was like the old Halos. Old Halos, you buy the game, you get achievements, you unlock armor. In Halo Infinite, which I bought day one and then never touched again, they switched everything around. Now it's you buy the game and it has microtransactions. So all of your armor, if you want your Spartan to look anything beyond default, you have to bring your wallet out. So would you, with like a PvP shooter, right? But a PvP shooter with a storyline. So Halo has a little bit of both worlds, right? So it's a really dynamic, kind of like Call of Duty, right? It has your solo player, your single player. You can multiplayer it with friends, but it does have that PvP mode. Would you guys prefer games like that to be you buy it and then everything's unlocked, or would it make more sense because it does technically have a live service? for it to be a free game and then just microtransaction hell.
So, for me, if it's just cosmetics, I don't care about cosmetics. Like, that's not I don't care about that. So it's kind of hard for me to say specific. Well, actually, maybe if I'm just speaking for myself, then no, I'd rather it be free.
Even though you wouldn't get that feeling of unlocking something, like you would, let's say, like, for an example, a flaming helmet, like the old Halos, right? Like, back in Halos, if you had a flaming helmet, that meant you were a badass. That meant
Alright.
you went and got every achievement in every Halo game. And that was just, like, the ultimate, like, you know, moment in gaming.
We got to bring it to a game I've played. I haven't played a whole lot of Halo. Okay, Marvel Rivals. Let me think about that in terms of Marvel Rivals, and then
Everything goes back to that.
okay, and then if the model was different and that it was free and all the unlocks for like skins and stuff and everything were through unlockable, and say, are we saying it's like $20 or something? How much are we gonna say?
Yeah, just, okay, imagine this. Marvel Rivals now has a single-player or co-op mode, a storyline mode, right? But there is an option where you can continue playing it as you play it now, right? The PvP mode.
Okay.
So it does have a single-player and co-op multiplayer kind of storyline mode on it. But would you prefer a game like that with both worlds, so you can't say, oh, it's only live service, so it's free to play. So it does have both options going on. Free to play, and everything is, if you want any kind of change to your character, microtransactions, or purchase the game, and every single skin in the game becomes like unlockable. So like achieving something mid-match with a character would unlock you this skin, or like, because that's kind of how Halo used to work.
In that example, I would say purchase.
Okay, yeah, so purchasable game.
Yeah, because it's cool to say, like, here I am with my, like you said, the flaming helmet thing, and it shows your rank in a way, and it shows what you've done in the game.
Actually, a good example. So, if you reach like certain statuses, like you know how they have statuses in Marvel Rival, and when you reach certain proficiencies, you unlock it like a skin at the final proficiency. It's like, this is my look. Yeah. No, I'd pay for that.
Okay, imagine this, because this is pretty much how Halo worked back in the day. Imagine for your favorite character, there was a skin that could only be achieved if you like won a ranked match, deathless, and you had to have like 20 plus kills, deathless, ranked match. All of these like crazy, absurd criteria that you were like, dude, that's no one has that skin. And then you queue into a match, and this motherfucker next to you has that skin. You're just like, you know, like moments like that are gone in gaming, because that's how it felt in old Halo. You queued, one of your teammates had the flaming helmet. You were like, I've won. I don't need to know what the enemy team looks like. I got this guy. I got Chad. Okay, Chad's gonna fuck all of you. I don't even need to play the game. Like, that's how that felt, right? Like, and that's gone. That doesn't exist anymore because of microtransactions.
I mean, there's nothing to say that they couldn't bring that back. You know. Yeah,
but developers need money, right? But
I mean, Halo managed, right? Like, for a long time.
Yeah, but they stopped early on, like years ago. It's not a new thing. They've been doing what they're doing now for like since Halo 4, technically. Halo 5, I think.
Okay.
Which is 2015. Yeah, 2015. They've been doing this shit. But so all three of you were in like agreeance. Buy game, doesn't matter. Like,
yeah, that'd be great for us.
Yeah. Buy game and then unlock stuff in game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then technically
it just couldn't
the
go on as
developers
a live action game or a live service game.
Yeah, see, it's a hard balance, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't even think there's a balance for it. I think it would be impossible unless you're paying like
the subscription.
A subscription, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's of us are who they would drive for.
Say again.
Any of us would what?
I said I don't think any of us are who they target.
True.
Yeah.
We're just the
So
freeloaders.
We are the freeloaders.
We are,
And
we
that's
are,
fine,
oh,
because
I
they
paid
got whales to
$2 to
compensate.
Marvel Rivals. I paid $2 to Marvel
You paid
Rivals.
$2 to
Put
Marvel Rivals?
$2?
Yeah, I bought that orange. I wanted the orange creamsicle Venom skin.
Oh.
And
How
it was
many hours do you
$2.
even have in that game?
Like
Dude,
90
you got
something.
huh?
90
I
something.
think I have like 600 something. I
You
think
don't have
650.
600.
You want to see my?
Do
He
not
does.
tell
He
me you have
does.
600 in
He has
that game.
600 he has like 600 hours in that game, girl.
I have
Dude.
647.
Yeah. He has played that game for a full month straight. If he were to play it every day for a month, every hour, that's how long he's played. He's played for the whole month of February. I looked it up. He has literally played for the whole month of February. Every day, 24 hours.
What have you been doing? 600. You don't have that many hours on any other game. That's your most houred game, even over Terraria and everything, right?
You trying to get me in trouble, Paige?
You volunteered 647 hours. I just did the math.
Oh
That's
my
crazy.
God. I
like-
think we might need to take a pause on Rival. I feel like you're addicted to that at this point.
It's a fun game.
It's actually really fun.
It is a fun game.
I have.
That might be some of that might be like a good amount of that might be idle time.
Right.
Honestly, yeah, I have a lot of games like that.
How much? Yeah.
I have 152 hours.
I have 90 hours. Damn.
I haven't played that
But
game
yeah,
in 2 weeks.
But like the orange creamsicle venom pass was only $2, and it gave you the orange creamsicle venom, and it gave you a token where you could unlock any other skin. That's pretty worth it, right? Like that's pretty.
$2, yeah.
Key, you and I are around the same amount of hours. What?
How many
Yeah.
do you have, Key?
I have 133.
133.
Yeah, because you
huh?
dragged me into it.
I dragged you in for 133 hours.
Yeah. No, I like the game too. There's definitely been many nights where I'm like, Marvel Rivals. Okay, I guess that's the game we have.
And then there's some games where you're actually feeling it and you wanted to play Marvel Rivals.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we have been missing some other types of games. But then like we've like gone on the side and like played other types of games and then they end up not being fun, so we go back to Rivals and that happens.
All right, here we go off the beaten path. All right,
So,
Fox.
Like, is there a system where a live service game like that could exist and appease both of those audiences, though, in you guys' mind? Could they charge an upfront price and have unlockable things in game, or could it be a free game and somehow have unlockable things for characters
The
to kind of
only
like
way-
show off, to get that feeling, right?
Yeah.
The only way I see that they do that, well, if I'm thinking of Marvel Rivals specifically, I would say optional ads for rewards. And having that many people running ads would get them a lot of ad revenue, I think.
True, yeah.
True.
I don't think there's a way though. Not in this day and age. I don't think you're.
I think that's a possibility. I mean, that's the. I mean, Smite also has in-game currency, but like, you can get currency like the premium currency or whatever the hell you want to call the currency in these games are.
Yeah.
By just watching the ads. But
Honestly,
optional.
if I could do that for free, I would.
Because you just
Yeah.
set it up and then you probably like go in the kitchen and make like heat up some
Or
noodles.
take a shower, you know? Yeah, like.
Yeah.
I gotta go cook now.
Oh my god.
I was
Like,
thinking
yeah, I
about
think
myself with the noodles. Because that's the only meal I know how to make.
You only know how to make noodles?
I said it's the only meal I know how to make.
And rice.
And
That's all
rice.
you know how to make?
Yeah, what else did I
You mean
need?
rice
It's all
from a
part of a
rice
balanced
cooker?
breakfast. What?
You know how to boil water. and
That's too
push
much.
Rice on a rice cooker?
You don't have to boil the water if you put it
No,
in the
no,
rice
no.
cooker.
I just use a rice cooker. You just put water in that
No, I
shit.
meant for his noodles.
Oh, for
Oh,
noodles?
okay.
Yeah, I know how to boil water. I did it once or twice.
Bruh. How are you, are you still here?
I don't know. I was probably malnourished as hell
Yeah.
when I was in the army.
Hey, sorry, Fox.
No, that was it. That was just like, that was honestly the point of the whole podcast. Like, is how do we as a community. Like, how do we get to the point where we're happy again? Because we can't be what we used to be, right? That's not obtainable anymore. Like, we can't have live service games that are free to play, no microtransactions, badass skins to unlock, or like, there's not really a way. But I mean, like, what Carbonic said, you could have ads play, but would everybody be doing that? You know?
I feel like most people would actually. To get free rewards, I think people would just turn that on and just leave it.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bring back Nintendo 64 games.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm happy right now. I got like 646 hours in Rivals.
Oh my god.
47. 47.
47. All right. Yeah, I don't want to skip out on that last hour there.
Don't skip on that hour.
Yeah, so yeah, but like
It's probably idle time though. It's probably idle time.
You can have that
idle
chump
time.
change. For me.
300 hours of idle time, right?
347.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah. 650 hours of idle time.
But then you also like players like us who want that feeling of accomplishment. Like, I want to wear something cool into a lobby that I earned, right? Like, Marvel Rivals doesn't have that. I mean, you have Lord, but everyone has Lord or 2 or 3 or
I mean, that would be that thing. Be like, oh wow, they're Lord. I mean, it's not the same level as obviously Halo, but like seeing somebody at Lord in these things, it's like, oh, you put like a lot of hours in that character to make it to get that level, whether you're good or bad. But
but how is that
always
say?
yeah,
How was that Wolverine the other night? Lord
because
Wolverine.
you're not in
Garbage.
Lord, I don't think I have ever met a good Lord Spider-Man, a good Lord Black.
Right?
y'all are not gonna meet anyone good in Bronze.
I'm not even. It's not
We're
even
in quick
competitive.
play.
Quick play, bro. Quick play. When I go into what's that?
They
what's
have
that game
some level
called?
of matchmaking in quick play too. I
Doom
doubt
isn't
you guys
matchmaking.
are ever gonna see a Celestial in like quick play.
No, people don't play.
That freaking Wolverine was diamond, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was diamond or plat, like that.
Yeah. So I'm see the Lord of Trash. That's what they are. They're that freaking, they're the freaking trash guy from Sesame Street.
Still,
popping
I
up
think
to ruin
I do
people's
still
quick
think
play.
that Lord. I do like what they did with that. So that's one example of like that's a good implementation, that kind of like what you were talking about before, where you get rewards for getting to certain levels. I know we're like bagging on stuff, but
Yeah.
if they already kind of have it, maybe not with skins, but like I feel like that does feel good to reach that Lord level. You do feel accomplished being the one who's earning that Lord. You wouldn't know what I'm talking about, Fox. But yeah.
I don't have a single Lord. I don't have a single. I don't have. That's fine.
I dig around too much to be Lord anyway.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah, but like, imagine if they gave you a skin to go along with that title. That I would love that. I mean, I highly doubt they ever would. But even if it was just like a golden version of the default skin, right? Just give players something that be like, hey.
They had that for Smite.
Yeah, exactly. Smite has that. Overwatch has that. If you master a character, you just get like a golden skin. Like that's
It's the worst skin in the
think that's
game. I'd
golden.
rather play the default characters. I hate seeing just a straight gold character, but yeah.
Yeah, but I want to blind everyone. I want to walk into a room and just be like, "Hail the sun!"
I'm
Blind everybody.
I'm actually more opposed to just turning things gold. I'd rather not have that option. I don't want to be.
But I
Yeah.
just like give people something. Like, the title is cool. I mean, it's
think
okay, but I want something in game. I want something.
I'd rather have the
in-game
Lord
that's
icon,
really-
honestly. I'd rather have the Lord icon than just turn my character gold.
The Lord icon isn't like, I don't ever think, yes. When I see
Yeah.
it, I always go, here we go.
What if it's
I
the
don't
skin
know,
but
I-
on fire? I don't know. Give me something.
Well, it feels like a level of accomplishment, personally, when you reach that Lord status.
Yeah, but I need it to be in game. Like, honestly, part of the Halo experience was seeing that guy in game, right? Like, seeing it in the lobby, cool, whatever. It's the little icon, but in game, that's where you were like, yeah, this guy. That's give Lord players a skin. And honestly, I feel like people like us would be happy because we've achieved something. The game is still free to play, and we still have microtransactions. But something achievable is nice.
It is nice, but it's almost so nice that the value of the purchasable skins would probably drop.
Yeah, well, so it would be at the same level. It's like, oh, I don't think that's cool anymore because just like you're saying with the Lord icon, that the character it doesn't matter, right? Like it
Yeah.
it's like, oh great, I got this guy on my team. You guys are saying like it doesn't matter as much to you. It's not like as hard of an accomplishment. You're giving an example of something that's really, really hard to achieve and comparing it to something that's not as hard to achieve. But like you just have to put enough hours into a character. So that's what the difference is there. But like that Lord icon is essentially the equivalent of what you're talking about in terms of achieving that goal for free.
Okay, what if it wasn't attached to the Lord status? What if it, because each character has like a set of achievements in the game, right? I've earned a few of them. I don't, right? Attach it to one of those. Attach it to a really hard one of those, because normally those achievements just give you the blue gems. Maybe
I
have
like that.
one achievement for every character that nets you a skin. Make it a really hard achievement that's just like, but don't make it. But you have to balance it so you don't have players just spamming whatever that achievement is in game. Like, don't make it something like pull off 20 players off a cliff of Spider-Man in a game, because then your teammate Spider-Man would just be doing that non-stop and not helping the team fights. So you'd have to balance it out to like it's something that you're going to be doing anyways, but it's just hard to do, right?
I mean, so that's like what the whole like system is for leveling up your character in general. Like it's something that you're going to be doing anyway throughout the game in order to be a good player, but it's not like crazy like that.
Yeah.
It's going to mess up your games to have somebody like that on your team, and they already have that. But like you don't get a skin for it though, which is kind of what you're looking for. But like there's no incentive for a company to do that, and it's a lot more work.
Like, they'd have to design how many characters are there in Marvel Rival. Like,
I could pull up my
25
wheel
probably?
spinning thing right now, and I could get a number out of that.
but would it
Actually,
really be with the team they have? Would it be too much? Like, honest, everyone's honest opinion, too much to ask for
39.
one free skin per character that is achievable, like earnable in game. Would that really be like a big ask for a company that's making however many
Maybe
billion
not.
Peach said earlier?
Maybe not, but like if they're not like super cool, then it's like I really don't want them. Like I'd rather just have the
but
regular cool skins that I can get by playing the game than I would this extra one that makes me just gold, you know?
That was just an example. Make it cool, right? Make it whatever. Make it
super
something. Cool. It doesn't really. Yeah.
Super
make
cool.
It
super cool costumes are going to require a lot more effort. I'm going to say.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Make it an achievement. But would it be really too much to ask of this kind of company making that much money to make one earnable skin for every character? Or has everybody's expectations of gaming just gone so far down where we just expect that, like, something of that caliber is just unaskable now, when back in the day it was, like, the expectation?
Well, it can be...
Even in a purchasable...
Well, I don't think we have any examples from the past where they had like a character who would get certain special skins in a PvP game for making it through like these levels of accomplishments, right? If you're talking about Halo, those are like the same base character, right?
Yeah,
there's
it's the
not
same
really
base character.
that much of an effort. You just have to create one special skin for every single character in that game.
Trying to think. Early PvP games. Man, I'm thinking early, and I know technically early isn't N64 anymore. Technically, we're closer to 2050 than we are 2000 now. So I gotta.
That's crazy to think about, honestly.
Wow.
Yeah,
We're closer to 2050 than we are to 2000.
As of like a couple days ago, right?
No, actually, it's gonna be in like
June 3rd,
years,
right? June
no,
3rd
because
is
we
technically.
would be halfway. We'd still be leaning the other way because we still have 6 more months that we haven't even reached yet.
Well, no, we're 6 months in, but we have 5 months and 26
months,
days ish.
Yeah. Wait, what?
So we're already leaning towards the other end.
No, we're not. We still have 6 months that we haven't even reached yet.
We have
We're on the
5
first
months and
6
20.
months. We're in the first 6 months.
Yeah, but we're already 40s
There's-
in the first 6 months.
It doesn't matter because we still have 6 months after those 6 months.
No, we don't. We have 5 months and 26 days.
Yeah, we're halfway year through the 2025.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to be.
What?
No, 6-4. I'm gonna draw this on a calendar.
What?
6-4
We're 6 months
is
and
4
4
days into the 6 months. There's 6 months after this month still,
All right.
which means that you need to tip into the next month in order for it to be leaning more to the future.
All right, you're right. You're right.
Are you just saying that?
No, I think that there are, because I just counted.
There's 12 months total.
Yeah, like if you're counting 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, all the different
Us
months, you're
reaching
at
the
6.
6 months doesn't mean we did the whole 30 days. We still have 30
Yeah, but-
days for the 1 month.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought it
Oh,
was
okay,
June.
okay.
I thought it was June 3rd was the halfway point. I thought I had like, okay, maybe I'm wrong, but well, either way. But like, I'm trying to think of early PvP games. Like, what were some early PvP games with like earnables? I guess Call of Duty, technically, but
Same
but
base
actually
character.
no, but every single gun had an earnable skin, and there were a lot of guns.
Okay, earnable skin. Yeah, but like it was like turn it zebra, right? Like
Yeah, that'll be just the
Yeah.
material, not the actual mesh.
I could change material on every single thing just by like adding that material to a mesh.
But I'm trying to. I'm like pull. Like,
yeah, I mean
there
like
was
you're
a
talking
lot-
about
yeah.
you're talking specifically about special skins for these like Marvel Rivals characters.
Yeah.
Like they did the same thing with Smite where they added gold to every single like character, but that's literally just changing
Yeah.
a mesh like that. I
I
feel like
think
it takes away from the specialness of it, and nobody plays those skins.
And I think
ever.
later Call of Duties, I'll look for it after stream. But I think later Call of Duties did more than just additional mesh. Like there was more to it. But still, like an additional skin per character, I personally don't think is too much of a big ask. It could just be a mesh change, and I honestly would be happy with that. But like, it would be cool if it was more than that. Especially for a company that is already this big, making this much money. I don't think a skin per character would be too much, in my
I
opinion.
agree.
I agree. It'd be really nice to have. I think you're right. But like this is us saying like, oh well, like this would be really nice if they had it. It's like it's not like the company was ever like opposed to that. I just don't think they've ever had the idea like maybe like slapped on their desk or whatever yet. And it may be potential future they might do that.
Honestly, if they did like that, they would go even
There you
higher
go.
up in my book.
They already have the system for like earning rewards based on like your proficiency in hero, and I already like that.
Yeah.
So,
And knowing them, it would be cool if they made whatever skin it was lore accurate to something, kind of like they've already done with all their other skins. Like all their other skins have been
adding more
very lore
criteria.
accurate for a character. What?
just adding more criteria. It'd be
No,
really
that
cool
would
if
that would honestly would be probably too much, but that would be badass. In my opinion.
I mean most of their character designs are based off of comic book adaptations or movie adaptations.
Just saying. Rivals. You know.
Actually, I love your game, by the way.
I like. I'm not saying I dislike.
Ah,
Yes,
there
you
goes
love that
something
game?
else. Oh yeah, dude, I love this game.
You casual player, right?
Casual.
Surprised Key hasn't like gone to bed after like and woke up and you're still.
Playing the game? Yeah, that has
Yeah.
happened. That's absolutely happened several
Oh.
times.
You gotta call him out for like throwing you out like that, bro.
I'm surprised you're surprised.
I
mean,
I actually am surprised.
I'm a bit surprised.
Well, his sleep schedule is also really different.
Yeah, I don't sleep at night.
Yeah. You sleep in the dog bed.
Yeah.
Well, that was pretty much everything I had. Is there anything else anyone else wants to bring up before we roll for the next topic?
Nope.
I got nothing. Wait, how are we rolling this?
Do we want to do the same thing as always? Number all of them, and she rolls the dice.
Yeah, let's do it.
Say you juggle, and the first one you drop is the one that we pick.
I could go a long time.
So all of them.
Okay, so here we go. Pokeball. So everyone knows I'm not cheating. Pokeball is number 1. Ultra Ball is number 2. Moon Ball is number 3. And Premier Ball is number 4.
Bow, bow, bow. 4.
4. Premier Ball! And we have...
I think the Premier Ball is the ugliest ball.
Dude,
It's
so boring.
awesome! What is
Nothing
one of my
to it.
favorites?
It's a
I like
solid
it. I like
white
it too.
ball.
I like it too.
It's
Out of
solid
all of them,
white
you
with,
think
like, a
you don't think
red
that's the worst one?
No, not at all.
Which one do you think is the worst one then?
I'd have to see again.
You don't even know what the other ones look
Wait, you having a
like.
hard time opening it?
Let's re-roll.
No.
Let's re-roll. Let's re-roll. Yeah.
We don't
Reroll.
re-roll here. What is it?
What is
What
it?
is it? Is it Fox?
It's mine again.
Yes!
Yeah! Hell yeah! No, dude,
How
if
have I
you
not
rerolled, you end up with
gotten
one of
it?
ours.
Yes.
Yes.
Peach, you're
I
never
thought-
gonna get it.
I was hoping
is
it
it?
was Peach.
Yeah, because mine actually, yeah.
Your probability
Yours-
increases the
yours-
more
what
you
are
guess
yours-
this.
Yours had a really good topic, Peach. Damn
Wait,
it.
yeah, Fox,
I
what
know-
is your
mine-
topic?
Well, don't ruin it.
Mine?
No, Fox's.
Mine
not
or
Peach.
his?
No, Peach,
Oh.
I remember yours.
I don't even know hers.
No.
My
don't know
topic
her
is
topic.
indie developers.
We know-
My topic was indie developers versus AAA.
Okay.
Indie developers versus AAA.
Yeah, like not like an actual versus, but like the rise of indie developers and
Is this like one of those one gorilla versus 100 men kind of things?
Yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
that thing is so funny.
We're just gonna pit all of these indie developers against EA and watch it go.
I
No,
mean,
I'm
it kind of feels that way with Nintendo, but
Yeah.
Fuck Nintendo.
Oh my god. All right, so I guess that was it for monetization in games and why it's trash
Nice.
and why gacha is trash.
I
People who play phone
think-
games.
Yeah.
I disagree. But
I think our next podcast is gonna be a minute. Usually it would
Oh,
be
yeah.
every
July.
2 weeks, but
yeah, we're relocating.
we are moving, and so we're gonna be driving across the country, which is gonna take a week, and then after that, we don't know how long it's gonna take for us to get our computer set up.
All right, it's gonna be a while. We'll talk about it off.
Yeah, even with streaming in general too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna be gone for a hot minute.
Yeah, we
Do a
are.
goodbye stream this weekend with you guys.
Dude, I don't even know when
This
we
weekend
would.
we're gonna be busy.
I know that's what I was thinking too. Like it would be great to stream again, but now that I'm looking at it, today's Wednesday,
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday. I am so fucking busy at work. Like
we're also
I-
getting our apartment inspected on Friday.
yeah, we
so
have our
we're
apartment
looking things
inspection, and then on Saturday we have to
God.
pack up all of our stuff,
in
including the
U-Haul and
computer.
stuff, Yeah.
So I don't even know if we're gonna stream again. And yeah,
This is last minute.
God damn.
yeah, we're literally
Look-
packing the day up. We don't have that. We barely have any stuff. Like we don't have a couch. We have a
I see
beanbag.
stuff.
It's fine. But okay. There's two things.
How often is that TV behind you guys turned on?
I
Actually,
turned it on.
very rarely. But like, she started putting it on a lot more recently. But like, we had a period where we had that thing off for like a year.
Okay, that's an exaggeration. We have phases. I think there was when we
How long do you think we had it
the
off?
first few years when we were together, we had that on every single day. That was like our main thing.
We're talking about now in this
But
apartment.
then we had this most recent phase where
And when we were
yeah.
together, I was in the military, so I spent like maybe I don't know how long at home ever.
we used to watch a lot more movies and shows. We used to watch shows for every single night. We would watch a show every morning, and every night we would watch one episode of an anime.
Yeah, that's false because half my time was spent in the field.
All right, well I would while you were gone. No, but yeah, I have been watching it a lot more recently. I'm currently watching
So I
Vinland
guess-
Saga.
Ooh. Yes, good one.
It's good.
I
it
guess we
is
got to
good.
give
And
you guys
together we're watching
a
Parasite.
goodbye for multiple. Ooh, Parasite's also good. A goodbye salute or something. Like we're not gonna see you guys for months.
I mean,
I'm not doing
Where'd they
this.
go?
I have well,
The dog do.
we won't be streaming, but we can still play and stuff. Because I have a normal computer, a normal laptop, and I play games
Guys,
and
we're
talk
supposed to be-
through
This
Discord.
is like offline
Okay,
conversation.
true, all right.
What are you guys doing?
Well, I also want to like let
I-
the group know. I don't know.
We already let them know.
All
Now
right.
we're just talking about random
Yeah,
shit.
no, we are talking about it.
That's how we always are.
Yeah,
That's
but like
insane.
we
are
typically
never
end the
in
stream and then we
random
talk off
discussions
stream. We don't usually
that are
talk
recommended.
off stream
not
on stream.
great.
Nobody wants to hear about our life.
Yes, they do. That's why they're here.
Thank you, Gaddy.
Thank you, yeah, I appreciate it. All
Thank
right,
you.
what are we doing? Where are we
Peace
going?
out.
Let's raid.
Bye.
Let's raid Carbonic.
I feel like you make that joke
Okay,
every
that sucks.
single
Every
time.
You should raid Dash Ducks.
I don't
Who the
know what
hell
that
is
is.
Just a stream where you watch ducks swim.
Fuck.
That would be cute.
Do you want to
I
raid
just
into
watch the.
swimming ducks?
No, don't raid it. I just watch them all the time.
Strawberry Moon's live.
Oh yeah, I love her.
Okay.
It's funny. Dash Ducks is available too.
All right.
All right. Are you starting the raid?
Oh, let me type.
I
it
will.
out. Oh, you're typing it. Yeah, I'm probably
yeah, I'm
gonna
gonna
spell
type
it
it.
wrong.
All right, you copying
Let
it?
me know when you're ready.
No.
To...
Oh, okay. Well, thank you guys for being here.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
everybody
I know
here.
we haven't been streaming normally for a while now, like this whole month. Gaddy, thank you for the cheers. We'll be
Yeah.
back more consistent, back to how it used to be.
All right, I clicked it.
probably in like a month. But realistically, I think this whole next month.
Starting the
Yeah.
raid.
Oh, thank you for the bits, Gaddy.
I think
Go ahead.
we'll probably see you guys in July.
Yeah, in terms of streaming, but we'll be able to play offline. But I don't think like my laptop won't be able to handle a stream. Yeah, but we'll be around.
Product and Key are abandoning on all of us. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
True. All right. Bye, guys.
Are you rating? All right.
Right now. Ready? 3, 2,
Alright.
1,
2,
go.
1. All right.
All right.
Okay, I put in the stream.
You put in the what?
Hello?
Hello?
The stream in our chat.